All right, this is your market recap for April 29th, 2025. Today we played bullish once again. We kind of struggled to break, um, I believe it was yesterday's high, and that kind of was the framing of the entire day. So let's get down to why I thought we'd play bullish. So to start, we had an SMT at these highs overnight. Um, so this told me that we were gonna see a bearish leg down. However, I didn't know if this would be a continue like a big move, like all the way down here, or if we would just retracing and stop at a fair value gap throughout here. So I marked out this hourly fair value gap. Why this one? If we do, um, why am I blanking? If we do the fib right there, find 50%, we see that equilibrium is here. So price could have just dipped in here. Um, but it wanted to go a little lower first, which was good because it's what we accounted for, and it gave us more of a confirmation that we are indeed playing bullish today. So from there, let's go down to the 15-minute. So as of this point, like I mentioned, if we're here digging into this 1 hour fair value gap, I like I mentioned, was unsure if we would actually play bearish or bullish. Now, I didn't fully trust it. I liked this closure at constant encroachment, but more so, if we go to the hourly, I liked this rejection, right? As soon as I saw this long wick down here tap to the low perfectly and all the way up, I had a feeling that we weren't coming back down to it. So at that point, if we're playing bullish, we've retraced. My target of the day, especially on the hourly, if this fair value gap is the one that's guiding us, my target's here for the day. As you can see, we struggled to get there, very much so. We kind of reach up multiple times, failing, and then we get one last stretch up, and it finally works. Key points throughout the day, I was looking at this 15-minute as an inverse, because reaction once, twice, three times here. I was expecting price to come up here, close, come down, and then expand upwards, but today was not a very big expansive day, so didn't end up getting that. Other than that, it's all there is in the 15, so let's go down to the 5. Oops. I'll say the 5-minute was very, yeah, it was helpful. So the reason I say that is because, like I mentioned before, I'm probably going to mention it again because it's the whole framework behind the trade I took. I wasn't sure if this hourly would fully respect or if it would disrespect it after giving some sort of reaction. So this bearish move here, I very well would have been okay with it driving downwards, and that would have, I just would have played bearish. But we reacted again, constant encroachment expanded, creating this 5-minute. So I saw price up here. We took out this high right there. The blue line kind of blends in with this constant encroachment, but this high over here, I see we sweep it, but I also see the time. It's right at the start of the macro. We've expanded, taken out a high, shown lack of continuation from that sweep. So I was waiting for this retrace down to this 5-minute. And once I got that and confirmation, that was the framework. Today, I did not take a trade with an SMT. First time in a while, actually. But I felt confident, one, because of this 5-minute, two, because of this inverse here. 5-minute fair value gap again, reacted here, validated. So as soon as we dip back in, I was confident that we'd react bullish off of it. And that we did. Came up, took out this high. Sadly, didn't close. I'll get more in depth on my entry there. Didn't close above it, didn't want to push higher. This was my finals up here, like I mentioned. We hit it eventually, but I was stopped out with this leg down. After sweeping this high, we kind of just meander. We meander for a while. Believe there's an SMT up here. And lunch. We played bullish for AM session, so lunch is going to try to take some sell side. and that it does, it takes out this low and this low, barely, which is another SMT as you'll see on the 1 minute. 5 minute helped us get there. So this is actually trade of the day on ES, is this move here. I'll get to that when we get to the 1 minute. But we see another 5 minute here helping us up. And once we took out this high and kind of solidified our position up there, you can see just went horizontal for the rest of the day. So that was the daily target. That's what it was. So start at the top. I was bullish, wanted to see how it reacted off this hourly. Got a reaction off this 5 minute, wasn't sure if it would actually play bearish or bullish. See this SMT here, an expansion here. I actually didn't feel comfortable taking this because I wasn't actually sure that it would. At this point, I was 50-50. I said it could go up, it could go down, so I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait for more. We do get more after this validation. We expand up, take out this high, retrace, blah, 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 all like I said earlier. 5 minute fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, change in the state of delivery on the 15-second with this bullish candle, return to that fair value gap on the 15-second, entering here, targeting, I believe this was my only profits other than this one up here. So I got stopped, or I got half my position at here, and then obviously got stopped at break even with this candle over here. I was looking at this fair value gap to kind of push us higher, as well as the 15-minute fair value gap here, which kind of is the focal point of all this chop throughout there. Like I mentioned on the 5 minute, once we took out this high, we kind of just went horizontal for a bit. SMT of these lows, this could have been caught again. I actually did see this trade. Saw the SMT, I said, okay, I'd be in here because I had the 15-second up. That would have been another profit. If my finals were up here once again, I would have not gotten full profits, but price was such at this point where I was able to afford a very small stop loss, so I would have profited very nicely, even with profits up here. So we go into lunch, SMT of highs during the macro, which is like double thumbs up. Changing the state of delivery to the downside. I'm sure there's a 15-minute or 15-second fair value gap with this candle wick there. Plays lower, targeting these lows and most recent lows before lunch, which is these. Takes that out, creates an SMT since ES does not take it out as well. And then again, during the macro, another double thumbs up. We get an expansion, 15-second change of the state of delivery, fair value gap here. I would have taken this one on ES because with a bullish bias and ES not taking out this low, it's showing more buy side potential. So this could have been a trade here. It would have worked this time, but 9 times out of 10, not 9 times, sometimes there is a higher percentage chance that this low is going to get taken out again, so I'll take it on ES. And again, daily targets up here. And that would have gotten hit once we got up here. Move kind of stopped during the macro, and we just go horizontal from there on. Now, going into the future, really depends on what we want to do for the rest of the week. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We closed above here. Above this is what I see. We came down to it, reacted bullish from there. Okay, that's good. We fulfilled our sell side quota, in my opinion. Another big thing we're struggling with right here is this. Just closed above it today. We might come back down to it and give it a little love overnight and play bullish off of it. But again, my weekly target's still this high up here. I do think we're going to play bullish the rest of, or not the rest of the week, but overall this week. I think this low is still intact. We're probably going to come down possibly below one of these lows and then play bullish from there. This is a good closure. I like this closure. It makes me feel like there's potential for us to continue playing buy side later in the week, but price just needs to retrace after taking this high, and like I mentioned on the daily, closing above this huge new day opening gap between these two candles here. So We'll see what overnight gives us. Could play bearish, could play bullish, depends where the market's at when New York session opens. So this has been your market recap for April 29th, 2025.